What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Dynamite D, coming with a much more toned down video because I'm currently at a family member's house and I can't quite be me. So here's the thing. Wrestling news, we're going to try and burn through this as fast as possible. I don't want to make it an extra long video. I haven't mastered the art of having great production quality to keep y'all standing. So let's just go ahead and get to it. First off, Ring of Honor news, because there's a little news that I have. And I want to try and incorporate Ring of Honor into my repertoire. For their they have a couple of upcoming events. First off, they have Honor for All. That's going to be like their next big show. One match that I am aware of is going to be their current tag champs. I can't remember. I can't remember quite who it is, and it's bothering me. But that is going to be them versus. It's going to be the ROH champions versus the Rock and Roll Express. Fucking. These guys are still going strong so many years later. Honestly, I hope to be like that one day, where I'm basically wrestling until I'm old as dirt and then still coming and whooping ass in my old ass age. That's fine. I'm not sure what the title match is looking like for that. I believe we're also gonna have a match between Lifeblood and Villain Enterprises. It would be dope to see. I would definitely be interested in watching that. And then also this Saturday or Sunday, most likely Saturday, I'm going to upload my video reviewing the previous summer supercard for Ring of Honor. I know I was supposed to have it done earlier this week. It's just been holding me back, and I don't want y'all to think that I'm not going to keep my word on it. I want to do other wrestling, so I'm going to do it. If I can do SummerSlam, I can do Summer Supercard. Cool. Now we're going to go ahead and dip off of that because I want to talk about WWE, unfortunately, but this is something big. So this isn't about anything with the show. This isn't me ranting on the show, but Vince's moves, if this is true, because the word is that Vince is in talks with CMLL. Now I know we just had a whole thing with Fight being in talks with the WWE, and they came out and they had to clarify some shit. I'm gonna keep it in the same realm where it's like, I'm presenting this only as a rumor, and if it's true, it's true. If not, then we'll find out eventually. But what's going on now is apparently the fact that Vince McMahon or WWE, I'll just say Vince McMahon, is talking with CMLL and potentially a partnership or outright buying them all. Now then, this would not be a problem because I'm all for growing your roster. I feel like a wealth of talent keeps the product fresh, and bringing in a whole stable of luchadors can open up so many different possibilities with what the WWE can do. Now then, my problem is the fact that he might only be doing this just to keep that talent from going to AEW. Now, we already know that AEW partners with AAA heavily. We got the Lucha Bros in, and then there was like the other guy in the triple threat match with the Elite at a Fighter Fest, and it all looks good. It's all been great, and it's a partnership that I hope grows and continues to grow, where we can get an exchange of talent. We got AEW guys going to Mexico. We got luchadors coming for AEW shows. This is beautiful. Definitely be great if we can go ahead and get some Japanese talent going there too. But we do have OWE talent, which is, again, it's unique. Nobody really knows about them, and I am fine with this. I hope that grows as well. I want there to be intermingling with different promotions all over the place. It's great for the business, personally. Now then, back to why I feel like there's a problem. Vince is trying to get his hands on CMLL. CMLL is one of the big two in Mexico. So for him to get his hands on there, he's not going to use it over here stateside, so I guess that they'll still run however they want to and just be under the WWE umbrella, which could be fine because Vince does partner with other companies. He's doing it with quite a few, with a big company up in Germany, and then also he partners with a few guys in the UK. My problem stands that there's also supposed to be talks of a that's NXT Mexico, and NXT Japan still in the works. So for me, I wonder, is this going to be where CMLL is going to become NXT CMLL or some shit like that? And who's going to be in charge of it? Who's going to run it? How can it be watched? Will this mean that we can watch it on the network? Is it going to be English, Spanish? And these are things that I'm curious about, but I still hate the whole practice of if he's only doing this just to keep talent from AEW hands. Because we've seen what Vince does when he gets a whole bunch of talent that he doesn't know shit about. he will basically bury just about every one of them to get his guys over, and that's not the way that this thing runs. I've not been fond about that aspect of Vince, and I feel like him going down this route with CML will be trash. Whatever. We'll see what it goes in the coming weeks and months. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it could be, or maybe outright it's just a rumor that means nothing. So I'm fine with that. By the way, forgot to mention, Ring of Honor is going to be going to the UK. They're going to be having a series of UK show or UK event. So I'm definitely going to want to watch that in the future. Again, like I said before, Ring of Honor is trying to come out there and get big. I want them to get big. I guess at some point in time, I also need to start covering Impact. So I'm going to start doing these bigs in the States and probably dedicate something special to my own reality wrestling out in Texas City, where I'm from. Whatever. That's for the future. But where we at now? I'm going to cover some slight Impact / AEW news, because one rumor that's still going around and I've been theorizing lately is the fact of who will be Chris Jericho's partners for the first show. I honestly believe that it'll be LAX. Now then, LAX, Latin American Exchange. If you know Impact, you know that team. Obviously, the latest team consists of Conan as the manager, Santana, and Ortiz. These guys are fucking great in the ring. Now then, I know I said it was AEW news, but the fact is that WWE has interest in these guys, and it makes sense. They are one of the hottest tag teams in the world. They are over like Rover, and I promise you that dog is not dying no time soon. And they put on matches with just about everybody. It's always hot. It's fucking heavy. It's great. It's the fucking bee's knees, my dude. And if they go to the WWE, it could be great, although I personally don't have faith in them, because I don't have faith for the WWE to do right for their tag teams. Main roster, NXT is still solid. I still have no complaints about NXT, and they can still use growth in their tag division. But these guys, Ortiz and Santana, they don't need developmental. They are ready-made stars, and I don't like guys who have basically been in the world stage, in world's view. Like, if you've been on Impact, if you've been in Ring of Honor, and you've been regular on the TV, and you're an upper mid card guy, then you do not need to be on a developmental brand for the WWE. That's just my opinion. Whatever. But the reason why I feel like they will go to AEW is the simple fact that Conan does still do work with AAA. The Lucha Bros are there, and the Lucha Bros and LAX have a damn good long-standing rivalry, both on the actual indies and then on Impact. And I feel like this is a feud that's not going to work, because even Santana and Ortiz have said they would love to go against the Lucha Bros again and again and again. Like, that's one of their favorite tag teams to go up against. And with the emphasis on building a good tag division AEW has, it makes the most sense in the world for them to go there, especially with AAA already working with AEW. There's already a nice flowing exchange of talent. You get the Lucha Bros and whoever the other guy is, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with his name, popping up at Fyter Fest to go up against the Elite, and a fucking banger of a match. Oh God, it was so good. I can only imagine what can happen if we get LAX, and honestly, that would be a great way to debut them going up against the Young Bucks. Again, not many people think about who are the best tag teams to be coming out of Impact, who were still in Impact when they got these monikers. Because the Young Bucks weren't considered the best tag team in the world in Impact. It happened in New Japan and ROH. But with Impact's entry into that conversation, the best actual tag team in the world, the top 10, Ortiz and Santana are in that top 10. So that goes to show you that these guys are good enough to basically make it from a company that's barely coming out from a coma to still be talked about in the community. And I'm getting excited to see if it's going to be true, because that's what I feel. I'm still wondering who it could be. I haven't really heard news on any big stars that are in consideration to be coming back, and I can't think of anybody else that could be going with Chris Jericho that are as big a free agent as Santana and Ortiz. And now that we're on to AEW, let's talk about this week. Let's talk about the news. Let's go ahead and get some shit out the way. I'm going to address the current card for All Out. It's not going to be in order. It's just going to be what's coming to me naturally. So first things first, we're going to have the Women's Casino Battle Royale. I love that AEW is really doubling down on their Battle Royale system and format. It is unique. It is different, and I like it. You can get more action, and you get more time to see this action go in. I am fond of it. I'm happy, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the AEW Women's roster is, because we've only seen 40% of the total roster from what the news is, and it's already looking stacked with some great potentials in the women's division alone. So I'm excited for that. Also, there's going to be a women's single match where it's going to be Riho versus Brie Priestley. Now, I love Brie Priestley. I love her look, I love her personality, and then watching her in ring, I was just excited. She is a female badass, and I'm grateful for it. Not just a monster like Nyla Rose, but she is a fucking badass. You can't complain with a badass. And then Riho is solid as fuck in the ring. She is the one Joshi I'm interested in the most out of any of them that I've seen so far. And these two I know will have a stellar match. Like it's gonna be a hard hitter. That's what I feel. I don't want to be disappointed, and I don't expect to be disappointed. Now, I could be having too high hopes for them, but at the same time, I don't care, because I just love what the women of AEW have done up to this point. So this is not a match that I feel like I need to be concerned with. Next, we're also gonna get Best Friends versus Dark Order for the buy-in into the AEW Tag Team Tournament. That's a long-standing feud that's been building since Double or Nothing. I like we've seen both of the teams. People are becoming more familiar with the Dark Order if they don't know them from the days of being the Super Smash Bros. His name was Stu Garrett. I hope, whatever, fucking. Either way, Evil Uno, Stu Garrett versus Trent Beretta and Chucky T. That's going to be a pretty solid match. I know they've worked together before. I don't know how long it's been since the last time they've done it, but I still feel that's going to be a banger of a tag team match. And it's been building so good. Chucky T and Trent, they had the opener for the first episode of Road to All Out this week. And it wasn't anything spectacular. It just gives you the general idea. They did their job. It was appreciative. Cool. Let's go on to the next one, because we're going to also be having Shawn Spears versus Cody. I'm loving this build. This is why I love AEW. AEW is building on every level. There's very few matches going on that don't have importance. So far, the only thing that doesn't really have a build to it, or importance as far as the build goes, will be the Riho and Priestley match. That's the only one that doesn't really have a build to it. It was kind of announced this week, and I am still hyped for that one, just from the match standards. But from building, everything else is looking pretty good. I'm excited to see who all gonna pop in and pop out from the Casino Battle Royale. That's all high potential. But Cody and Shawn building a story just from a statement, and then using the actual history these two men have together it's so good. And that's the thing about Cody. Cody has had builds in just about every match he has, and it's always good. He gets you emotionally invested, and that's why I always gotta say them damn roses, because Cody got it from his daddy, and Dustin is still phenomenal at his old age, and he can still get you enveloped in his promo ability too, and telling a story. My God, Brandy did a promo for the second episode this week, the special one, which was only her, and the promo she delivered is getting me in my feels with this match. This is what I like about AEW. Like, if you want build, if you want to know what it means, hey, I'm popular, then you need to be watching the Road to series. It may be some of the being the elite stuff, but story being built, you can't fucking beat it. You can't. I'm not even going to spoil it for you. Y'all just need to check it out. Whatever, that's fine. And also, we still have Kenny and Moxley now. Kenny also had his own promo this week about their match going on and what this match means to him. Because obviously Kenny has not been on a perfect tear in AEW like I would have thought. I thought that he would have been the one that they were going to be building for the main event. But even Kenny had to talk about how losing the first match in AEW, especially for a potential at the AEW title, discouraged the hell out of him. It's basically been a motivator for him to get back into shape, because Kenny hasn't been the same Kenny that we all know. Like, babyface Kenny is fine, but we also know that there's a Kenny Omega that in the ring he owns, and he's been fun and entertainment, but he hasn't gotten serious. Moxley has brought that seriousness back out of him. I am excited for the story that's going to be built between this match, because we're dealing with a hard as nails bruiser going up against Kenny Omega. He is such a graceful wrestler, and he is so invested in building his craft and style of wrestling that it is such a contrast with the both of these men that I can't help it. That match is going to be best match of the night in my opinion, my personal opinion. And we still have the Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks for the AAA tag titles. Come on, man. In a ladder match of all things. That match is going to be fucking bananas. But either way it goes, this is going to be great. And then we have to talk about the match that I have mixed feelings on. And it's just because I'm still trying to see this build, and I still have to adjust to Hangman being pushed being pushed into the main event. It's gonna be the first AEW champion. That means you go down in the record books as the premier champion. Now then, I can give it to Chris any time of the day of him being the first champion. Obviously, Dastardly Hill, who has basically been needing to prove the fact that he needs everyone to thank him for what he has done to get the promotion off the way he has. Without a doubt, that's the thing with Chris. Chris can be the first champion, but can you see Hangman being first champion? Hangman in the ring, solid, good, exciting, explosive. Well, yeah, kind of exciting and explosive in the ring. He's not bad. But can you see him as champion? Much less the first champion. That's something that hasn't been proven to me. Like, he's kind of trying to get himself coming out as being a badass, which is okay. His mic skills leave a little bit to hang out, especially with him being a babyface. I think if he was a heel, that it could be a bit better, but for those of us who know Hangman, he's coming back from a major part of the career, and then to basically be boosted up to this level and not necessarily proving it anywhere else is concerning to me. But I have faith that him becoming the first champion, they're going to build him properly. Like I said, these guys, they know what they're doing. They know how to get someone over like Rover, and that dog ain't dying no time soon. So I can only watch and wait and see what other builds we have. We have 2 weeks until All Out. We still don't even know who's going to be Cody's third. I mean, plus one, because he can only have one other person with him by the ring. A lot of people are guessing. They're thinking they're going between the usual guys. I'm wondering if it's going to be somebody we don't even know or expect. Brandy's been by his side all the time. Pharaoh's been by his side all the time. DDP is never too far away. Tommy Dreamer's obviously there because they're working together. I don't know who it could be, but if it's somebody unexpected, I will be great. I mean, unfortunately, Dream is no longer with us. RIP to the King. But, so we can't have Dusty over there talking to Cody, to counteract Tully, because Tully and Dusty go back in the day. And Tully is basically giving Spears an insight into the way that those Rosemen think. So can Cody find somebody that can basically counteract that same thought and mindset? Somebody who can think in the same way that Tully Blanchard would think? Because if that's the case, who are we looking at? Are we think I don't think it'll be Flair, because obviously Flair is probably legacy contract the fuck out with WWE, so that's not going to happen. But if you want to ask me, I'm thinking Arn Anderson. Who else would know Tully Blanchard better than a fellow Horseman? And Double A is somebody that would know Tully. And I think that would be great for presenting who all is really working the back of the company. Now, and to some people, this is like, oh, what's just the same thing? Impact basically got everybody, WWE, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the thing. That was talent, and that was talent being pushed. AEW is not pushing talent. They're not pushing WWE talent to the fucking moon. At least not anybody that doesn't fucking deserve it. Because even if you say, okay, well they're gonna build a John Moxley and push him to the fucking moon, the stars, and everything above, and make him the face of the company. That's a WWE guy. Well, Dean Ambrose is a WWE guy, but John Moxley is a completely different monster. You watch Moxley and you watch Dean, and these are two different guys with only a few similar traits, but that similar traits in appearance. But other than that, these are two completely different beings. You cannot compare a Dean to a Moxley. Dean is Moxley that has all the flavor and all the punch taken out of him. That's Dean Ambrose. Moxley is moonshine, 110 proof. Moxley's just a Bud Light. An ice cold Bud Light after a hard day's work. But Moxley is that shot that'll put you on your ass. And that's how I feel about it. Like right now, I got things to do. I know I need to do summer Supercard for Ring of Honor. Haven't had a chance to get to it, even though I did the WWE SummerSlam. So I'm gonna make sure I get it done Saturday or Sunday. So this weekend I'm gonna be putting my review on it, and then I'm gonna try and get more information going on. I'm gonna start putting more news out for Impact, more news for Ring of Honor itself, and even my own little local promotion, just to shout out some love to it. So thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, talk to me something, tell me what I can do better. I need help, and I'm gonna stay dedicated to it. I'm no longer gonna be on to try and put something out every day because I don't have a following like that, but I'm gonna try and be consistent. I'm gonna try and say every 2 weeks, try and get you a few videos out. That's how I'm gonna focus it, because I still have to work. I don't have the time to be put into it. So I'm D. This has been wrestling, and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Peace.